Good evening. So, against all odds, I both leveled Samurai to 80 over the weekend, and I got Castrum LL, don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, done as well. So at some point I'm probably going to go through a little bit more of the Bozia storyline. I don't know how much of that is before we go back to, well, words, before having to do other shit there, but... or having to progress a fair while before more story, but there's that at least. And I even, thankfully, had the sense to, record, footage of the cutscene, at the very least. Because something happened in that I want to talk about, when we get around to it. But, since tonight is a chill night during the week, or at least, like, there's plenty of other shit for me to be doing, rather than Bozia. Oh, I didn't actually change. Sam and... there we go. That actually spaces out perfectly. Awesome. Yeah, I think I'll probably do Bozia. I know I'm going to level a couple of other jobs with this character, so probably do it then, maybe? Because I haven't gone into Bozia as a healer or a tank. And now that I've got, like, a decent amount of, like, shit, items from there, that might be an interesting thing to do. But, for the time being, I just want to chill with some job quests, and then, something will start leveling after this. Which might take some time, depending on, how queues are, but, I'll talk about that when we get to it. Because, there's the rest of the Stormblood quest line, as well as the Shadowbringers follow-up to do. I think we were level 65, so what, 65, 67, 69, and 70, I think is how we go? Ah, right, and, we were about to do this, before I tried to join a group to do the thing. Shiden, what are you doing? You two, why are you not at the docks? I was given to understand that the Tyro has come not on official but personal business. Aye, that he is, but that is none of our concern. At any rate, I have the area well covered. You may return to your stations. Why did you have your sword out? Shiden, wait. There is no danger here. Why was your katana drawn? You're too clever by half. More's the pity we failed to finish you off on Sakazuki. Oh, it's him! Fuck! Your foreign friend was supposed to die then as well. We underestimated Musosai's pupil. How could you, Shiden? The captain was your friend. Let me tell you a tale. I was born in a farming village and grew up in squalor. Our liege lord was a tyrant, one who wrung us peasants for everything we had. None dared to rise up for fear of their lives. My parents, pushed to the brink of survival, mustered the courage to speak out. For their troubles, they were promptly arrested, but it did not end there. Nay, our lord wished to make an example, and so he had them burnt alive before the gathered villagers. Through gritted teeth, I watched my mother and father die, powerless to help. In that moment, I vowed to myself that one day I would change all that is wrong with the world. I took up the katana and trained like a man possessed, and eventually won a place in the Sekisegumi. In the beginning, I was overjoyed. Finally, I could make a difference. But reality couldn't be more different. And ere long, I came to see the Sekisegumi for what it was. A tool of the powers that be. Glorified guardsmen who patrol the streets for petty criminals. Samurai, justice. These things are naught but hollow ideals, and they can change nothing. This, I realized to my despair. But then I met Lord Ugetsu, and he awakened me to the truth. That in order to bring about true change, we must bring down the Bakufu. We must tear down the establishment and dig it up from its rotted roots. You are my comrade, and I feel your pain, but Ugetsu's path leads only to death and destruction. Countless people would be made to suffer. No more than what we endured in our village. There is no hope for Hingashi but to be reborn in the fires of conflict. This is madness. I will not allow your twisted vision to be realized. And it seems we must cross blades. I was gonna put the title of this stream to Crossing Blades. But then I went, that's a bit too vague and could honestly work for the fucking, would probably work a little better for the gladiator thing. Should have just trusted my gut. It usually ends up... it usually ends up being right about something. But are you certain you wish to do so here, where an unwitting passerby could come to harm? It wouldn't reflect well on upon the Sekisegumi, I know. Let us take this to Matsuba Square. The others are out on security detail, and there will be no one to disturb us. This is gonna be a trap. There's no fucking way he'd want me to us, right? I need to get rid of you, but I had not expected to do the deed myself. Hey, newest girl. Who? Yeah, no. Level 70 Sam quest. 65? Yeah, I thought so. Sure you did not think I was alone. Ground into paste. Get fucked. What? Oh my... I'm losing track of people here. What the fuck? Congo the Unyielding. Forgive the delay, it was... Oh wait, the captain's alive? praise your instinct. I understand the earnest and true Shiden. Blah. Okay. Well, that was the wrong... Well, went and fucked that up, didn't I? Ow, my ears. Good old bacon AoEs. Are they a, Stormblood specific thing? I feel like I haven't seen them in ages, but I can't remember if, like... No, I'm not taking my... I'm not putting my sword away. Fuck you. Fucker. Still need to watch the VOD of the last DMC stream. I beat DMC 1 and got onto DMC 3. So that was the thing. I have opinions about the last boss of DMC 1, though. So, get ready for that. It's over, Shiden. Over. Nay, Kongo. This is only the beginning. Long live Lord Ugetsu. He did not... Farewell, old friend. May we meet again in the next life. Captain, thank the Kami you're safe. Will you tell us what happened? I will, but first there is something I must do. Bevern, for your timely intervention, I give you my thanks. And for my earlier discursity, I beg your forgiveness. Looking like a fucking tiny Lady Maria. Allow me to thank you also. Were you not on hand, there is no telling what might have come to pass. Sometimes the DMC1 is the coolest video game, and sometimes it is certainly a video game from the early 2000s. That is the most accurate statement anyone has ever made about DMC1. With me gone, Shiden would have had free reign. It was the last of any of us would have expected. When he told us that you had committed seppuku, none thought to question it. Convenient lie, but a poor one. Any who know me well should know that I would not take my leave, or I had dealt with the insurgents. To do so would be the greatest shame by far. Now then, let me recount to you my tale. Late at night, she then summoned me to the docks to discuss an urgent matter. As I approached him, the wretch slashed out at me without warning. Though I couldn't react in time... oh my god. I am 20 minutes in. Though I couldn't react in time to dodge the blade, for a blessing had caught my charm, sparing me a fatal wound. My momentum sent me over the docks and into the sea, where I remained until it was safe to resurface. My lungs were ripe to burst when she then finally left. Such an ordeal that must have been. Having learned there were traitors beside Shiden, I kept to the shadows and watched their movements. And the rest you know. With the Tyro safe and the traitors dealt with, we may return to the barracks. Let us continue our conversation there. Vevern, my thanks again for your help. You journeyed here from a distant land in order to lend your strength to our beleaguered order, yet I drew my blade upon you. As it turned out, it was those who I thought I knew and trusted that betrayed me. Suffice it to say, I feel like a right fool. But now we have succeeded in rooting out all the traitors in our ranks. That we have. And from those we caught, we were able to wring out some key details of their operation. Shiden had been seducing our men over to Ugetsu's side. Those who proved unamenable to his advances were killed, like our comrade in the recent mission. Makes my blood boil to think that those most loyal among us were struck down by treachery. What of Ugetsu's whereabouts? It appears he makes his base on the mainland, somewhere in Yangsha. Yangsha. But the precise location still eludes us. Forgive me if I speak out of turn, Captain, but even as we laid our lives on the line, the Tyro went about satisfying his urges. Can we truly say that we protected the peace this day? Well, do I understand your frustration, Makoto. Yet for his many vices, there is no denying the instrumental role the Tyro plays in keeping the realm whole. Ever are the great lords watching for a fracture to form, by which they might break the status quo and usurp power. Through skillful intercession and manipulation, the Tyro keep each of them in check. It is no secret that the Bakufu is a cesspool of corruption, but in spite of this, we must protect the peace, such as a samurai's calling. Though you come to us from afar, you share this calling with us. I pray that we continue relying upon your blade, my Ijin samurai friend. Allow me to add my voice to the captain's. You are a stalwart ally to our cause and a samurai true. Master Musosai was not mistaken in choosing you. Yay. The hunt for Ugetsu. Great tidings, Vivern. We've ascertained the location of Ugetsu's hideout. Captain Kongo has the details. A moment, if you would. Vivern, you are welcome. We scoured Shiden's quarters and what should turn up among his possessions, but missives he received from Ugetsu. They point to a certain ruin in Yangsha. Now, word of Shiden's demise will have already reached Ugetsu, and he must assume that we will track him down ere long. But he cannot run. To do so after losing his right hand would cost him much of the momentum he has painstakingly gained. As I see it, two choices remain to Ugetsu. He will await our coming, or he will bring the fight to us. Either way, the stakes are high. As you know, Ugetsu is a peerless swordsman. Only you, best at Shiden, perhaps myself, could stand a chance against him. As captain, my place is here at the barracks. While I hold fort, I bid you and Makoto journey to Yangsha, there to hunt down Ugetsu. I shall pray for your safety and success. If instead the rogue should show himself here, rest assured I will give him a rousing welcome. Yangsha lies upon the mainland across the Ruby Sea. We will first make for Namai, a small mountain village, and thence go after Ugetsu and his cohorts. God, if I could, like, dye that, like, very specifically, that could actually be, like, ridiculously close to Lady Maria's outfit. Jesus. Yeah! The game knows who's watching the stream. The ruin serving as Ugetsu's hideout is near. I shall scout on ahead. Meanwhile, pray scour the area for insurgents and tend to them. You know what's funny is that when I actually level jobs on alt characters, there's a higher higher than regular chance of me actually pulling out that bird because I barely have any mounts. Every time. Oh. Hi. Yeah, why not? God, that ability is fucking, what is it? Senai. Or Seni. Sene. Nei. Yeah. Sene. Fucking hits like a truck. I think that... Oh, no. Setsugeka, so guaranteed crit. But if Sene crits, then... Oh, I forgot I... So before the stream, I did a quick main scenario, because I want to get some... fuck, what do you call it? Thavnerian powder to get a... level 80 weapon for samurai. And, did I hit all of you from... Definitely hit all of you now. Wow. Although, again, I am, like, level 80 here, so it's kind of... Oh, that's Lady Blades. Kind of to be expected. But yeah, so I ping-pong between, playing this at level 80, playing it at level 50, and then playing it at level, like, 60-something in that instance just before. Getsu's nowhere to be seen. Then that means... Aye, he's on his way to Kukane to pay your captain a visit. Kami Preserve. We must hurry back. You level 50, yeah. I will say, I think Samurai might be the best level 50 though, because it has like the really good core rotation going. Like if you had some of the Kenki stuff, but that was the wrong fucking... Yep. If you had the Kenki stuff, but not like the Madare, or not the Aijutsu stuff, this rotation would be boring as fuck. Like, I was thinking about this when I was, Huh? Wait. Why did I need to speak to Makoto again? Oh, okay. Like, I think that it has the most satisfying rotation at level 50, but then I was like, no, I think, like, Monk is, like, just has it edged out. But I think the problem with Monk is that Monk doesn't get any better as it levels, whereas I feel like Samurai actually gets a lot better as it levels. Because it just adds a lot more into that rotation. So it has, like, a pretty damn interesting rotation to begin with, and then everything it adds is, like, pretty cool. I don't mind Monk. I think I prefer Samurai better because I like the branching combo and not the, like, alternate, if that makes sense. But I want to be clear that I'm not saying Monk's bad. I'm saying Monk's leveling progression is trash. Oh, hey, Ryuzaki, how's it going? Oh, no. Is DSR screwing you over? Let's hurry back to Kugane. If you were just gonna send me back to Kugane, why didn't you just do it in the conversation we just had about... That's silly. That's dumb. Oh boy. Started my Elden Ring rando because the save broke. There's enemies with Deathblight in the first area. RIP. course. No! Why don't I kill people with one combo? Also, why did you still raise hair? I hate you. Forgive me. I was too weak. Sekisegumi. Yours now. You must finish. Fuck. So what, you gonna leave now, or...? Well, for a moment I doubted my eyes, but it really is you, Kagetsu. I hadn't expected to see you in a Sekisegumi uniform, dear sister. Begging your pardon. Yeah, your beef is with me, fucker. That stance. Yes, the very picture of Master himself. So you are Musosai's final pupil, and the samurai who felled Shiden. Are you fucking Musosai's pupil? Other pupil? We meet at last. Ugetsu, at your service. Like you, I trained under Musosai. And like you, I was made to walk his absurd path. We are practically brother and sister. It's a shame, then, that we stand on opposing sides. Ingashi has known peace for too long. Her leaders have grown soft, and they spend their days in decadence. Their existence is a blight, one that must be burnt out with the fires of revolution. To kindle this fire, I bade Shiden assassinate the Tyro. Thanks to you and yours, the attempt ended in miserable failure. Till now, we have kept to the shadows, but that time is past. No few people share our vision, and by bringing them on into the fold, we shall have the strength to face the Bakufu openly, and defeat it. Removing your captain was the first step in this endeavor. With him gone, the good men and women of the Sekisegumi may choose with their hearts. If there are any souls here who would join our cause, we welcome you with open arms. The offer stands for you too, Kagetsu. My sister pupil. Would you not create a new world with me? Create? You can create naught with the edge of a blade. Nay, what you seek to do is destroy. Should the Bakufu fall, Hingashi would be plunged into another age of blood. Blood will flow, aye, but it will serve to nourish and strengthen a new nation, one that is free of corruption that tainted the old. What we have now is not peace, but stagnance. Hingashi has become a morass of decay, and we samurai must be the tsunami that washes it clean to make way for true peace. Samurai fights to ward off chaos, not create it. Have you forgotten Master Musosai's teachings? Clearly my breath is wasted on you. But what of the others? Will you remain mindless slaves to the Bakufu, or will you join me and bring about true change? Disappointing. I had hoped some of you would see sense, but if we must fight, then so be it. I have no desire to spill blood needlessly. Let us settle this away from the masses, on the Isle of Beko. Your people against mine. Though, if I may make an observation, it seems you may want for blades, dear sister, now that your men are aware of our connection. Hear me, my comrades. As leader of the first squad, I have chosen to carry on Captain Kongo's legacy. The battle against Ugetsu promises to be bloody, but come what may, we must prevail. The future of Hingashi rests upon us. Gashi's known peace for too long, her leaders have grown soft and they spend their days in decadence. See, I was wondering if this was going to happen, because it almost always does. There's always this point, like, there's revolutionary talk, right? And there's a lot of, yeah, the fucking people who are ruling us are shit and they should be replaced. And I always wonder which side it's going to come off on. Like, if it's going to be more of a, yeah, our leaders need to be strong to protect us from blah, blah, blah. Or if it's like, no, the people can't make meaningful change in their lives because these dickheads aren't doing anything about it. And, like, from the beginning, only knowing the broad goal, Ugetsu definitely seemed to be the latter. But his speech is kind of the former a little bit more, and... don't know if I like that. Admittedly, this is clearly not, like, or, at the very least, it's not presented as a clearly, like... I can't think of a better word. It's not presented as a clearly fascist or more anarchist thinking, and there is a complicating factor of the impending age of blood, however real that would be. Like, clearly, like, to be clear, I don't think the quest line is meaning to make a statement on that, but I can't help but notice, having rewatched some things recently that usually take a bent like that in terms of examining the situation which necessitates a revolution and the people within it, there is often still a bend to either the fascist kind of way or the more, like, egalitarian's not the thing I'm thinking of. Like, true flattened democracy, I guess? I don't know. Forgive me, Vivern, but it is all true. Ugetsu is my older brother, and Kagetsu is my birth name, though I have long cast it aside. We were born into a samurai family in the capital, Bukyo. From a tender age, Ugetsu showed tremendous talent as a swordsman, and everyone knew him as a child prodigy. But to me, he was always the kind and caring brother. I was proud of him, and I couldn't have been prouder when the legendary Musosai took him as a pupil. Then he took to the road for his training, and I never saw him again. It was a different man who returned. Instead of easy smiles, he wore frowns. Instead of good-natured quipping, he engaged in heated tirades directed at the Bakufu and the Great Lords. So much anger. But more than that, there was despair. Despair for his country. Not long thereafter, he parted ways with Master Musosai and began instructing me in the katana. As far as back then, I believe he harbored the dream of toppling the Bakufu, and so he instilled in me the skills to survive in a war-ravaged world. In time, I came into my own as a samurai. But then it happened. My brother assassinated high-ranking officers of the Bakufu, and our family was made to pay the price. Our line was ordered wiped from existence. My parents were summarily executed, and it was only by chance that I escaped their fate. Out on the streets and without a home, I journeyed to Kugane. I adopted the name Makoto and knocked on the Sekisegumi's doors, with but one purpose in mind: punishing Ugetsu. We may share the same blood, but I can never forgive him. Our parents' blood is on his hands. But for all my determination, I am no match for my brother. And while his cause grows in strength, mine only weakens. In our culture, people are defined by their birth, and the revelation that I am kin to Ugetsu has shaken my men's faith in me. They may not accept my authority, even though the captain willed it. And with him gone, there is naught I may depend on save my own conviction. And you, Vevern. Even should it cost me my life, I swear to end my brother's ambition. I pray that you will stand with me through this trying time. Oh, straight to 70. Your Lala is a cutie, by the way. I don't know if I've ever told you that. Good, because I designed her to be one. I mean, listen, I think that glam in particular is doing a lot of work. She was wearing the fucking... Hang on, what is it? She's still wearing the headpiece. Oh yeah, the Skavian set, which was a bit ugly in my opinion, but thank you. I do try. Makoto looks defeated even before the battle has begun. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah. I think it would work for particular, I think it could work for very particular glams, but it does not fit a samurai at all. Like, it's not good. And I think in particular it doesn't look good on Lala's either, because, like, thigh highs and shorts, it might as well be fucking pants. Like, there's, like, a very big difference between, like, someone who has long legs wearing that and someone who is incredibly short wearing that. And it just, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't look good. Like, it feels like there's just a line of exposed skin for no fucking reason. Like, it was missing textures or something. Instead of, like, being, a bit more full-fledged. But I guess at the same time, like, they don't really want to alter the designs too much just for Lalafels, so, like, I don't know. It's a weird position to be in, because I definitely know, like, I've looked at certain outfits on my other characters and gone, that would probably look like shit on a Lalafell. And I've also taken, Vevern's other glam, her Red Mage glam, and put it on other characters and went, actually, that only works because, like, Vevern is so short. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know if it's a personal thing. It might, but I imagine there's probably some just, like, more fundamental aesthetic thing going on there. Something about height versus, like, the proportions of the outfit and whatever. This is getting too deep. Vevern, my fears have become a reality. Members of the Sekisegumi are deserting, one after another. Finding out that I am Ugetsu's sister, and you, Musosai's pupil, has shattered their faith in our cause. Oh, right, because Musosai is kind of a... Yeah, fuck, I didn't even think about that. So many gone, we haven't the strength to face the insurgents. We have to convince them to return somehow. There's no two ways about my connection to Ugetsu, but if we can dispel the stigma surrounding Master Musosai at least, they may yet have a change of heart. I require but a chance to speak my piece. Will you help me round up our disillusioned comrades? I will look around the barracks in the north side of town. If you could focus your search on the south. Whoa! No, I didn't want to grab the map, damn it. Alright, center of town first, and we'll move south from there. They say you bested the lieutenant, but I'll be damned if you didn't use dirty tricks you learned from the craven Musosai. The captain calls? What's the insurgent sister want now? Might as well see what sort of lame excuse she's got in store. Also, dirty tactics. Musosai was fucking honorable to a fault. Motherfucker couldn't forgive himself for the one pupil he raised that started killing people. For all I know, that is Ugetsu, although I don't remember if that was actually resolved, come to think of it. What do you want, Ijin? I have naught to say to the likes of you. Captain desires a chance to explain. Well, I I suppose it wouldn't hurt to hear her out. Where the fuck is... Oh, it's right there. Ah. Babyface Seki Segumi. Little baby man. Look, it's not like I mistrust you and the captain. It's just... I can't work up the will to fight anymore. She wants to talk, does she? Well, I don't anything she says will change my mind, but I'll go along with it for now. My thanks for your help, Vevern. Let's begin before they change their minds. Hear me, my comrades. In our nation, Musosai is a name that evokes loathing. All know that his were the hands that created the monster Ugetsu, and all know that he evaded responsibility for fear of death. But naught could be further from the truth, for Musosai ever taught that a samurai's calling is to preserve order. However, Ugetsu seeks to do the opposite. In bringing down the Bakufu, he means to usher in such chaos as a trigger to another age of blood. Ugetsu may have trained under Musosai, but he was no true pupil of his. Nay, his true pupil stands before you now, and she, like her master did, wields her katana to protect the peace. Bah, protect the peace, you like to say, but what did Musosai ever do to protect the peace? Can you tell us that? I could ask the same question. All we know is that he challenged warriors the realm over and was never once defeated. An impressive feat, to be sure, but it's neither here nor there. It takes strength to protect the peace. As we strive to hone our skills through rigorous training, Musosai honed his through duels. He went on a quest to right the wrongs as Kogarashi. He brought evildoers to account as Kogarashi. Wait a second. The Kogarashi? The mystery samurai who roamed the land smiting the wicked when I was little? The man who protected the weak and punished common crooks and great lords alike before vanishing like the wind? It was Musosai all along. I became a samurai because of him. Me too. Kogarashi was my hero. I wanted to change the world like him. Looking back, it was when I first heard tell of Kogarashi that the desire to take up the katana took root in my heart. I had known that Master Musosai journeyed the land with my brother, but to think he did so as Kogarashi... Could the experience have pushed Ugetsu to his extreme beliefs? Very well, Captain. We were wrong about Musosai. But what have you to say for yourself? That's right. We haven't forgot about that. Your brother's the bastard that's trying to tear down our nation. How can we trust you? Enough. I've been biting my tongue, but I can't stand it anymore. Oh. Of course. Hello there, Vevern. Fancy seeing me here, I shouldn't doubt. The idea occurred to me to visit Musosai's homeland, you see, and you know how spontaneous I can be. What do I find upon arriving but this painful display of narrow-mindedness? The old man would be turning in his grave. Who the hells are you? Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is what I did, and that was to journey with Vevern and Musosai on a quest to right wrongs. We've established that you all respect and admire Musosai, who happens to be your childhood hero, Kogarashi. Well then, you should know that he used to always say about his own countrymen, that you're so focused on a person's birth, you blind yourself to his true worth. It's so bleeding obvious, I can't believe I have to say this, but having a villain for a brother doesn't make Makoto a villain. In spite of their relationship, she opposes him, for God's sake. Now look at yourselves. None of you were born into samurai families, but through hard work, you've made it this far. Become who you wanted to be. What Makoto has done is no different. Like you, she's broken free of the shackles of her birth to live a life of her own choosing. By the Kami, why could I not see this? After all we've been through together as comrades. Damn it, you're right. How many times have I had to put up with scorn, because I came from a poor village? But there I was, dealing that scorn to the captain. Strike me down a fool. Always despised this aspect of our culture, yet all this time I remained its unwitting prisoner. Come, my friends. Let us bring back those of us who are still at large. We have a battle to win and peace to protest. Oh, protect, not protest. Jesus. You're the gentleman from the inn in Uldar. I owe you a debt of gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I'm a showmaster by trade, and words are my domain. Swords, not so much, so I'll bow out here. Oh, I think I'll go take a dip in one of those hot springs I've heard so much about. The rest I leave in your capable hands, Vevern. Put a stop to Ugetsu and give the old man the peace he deserves. I've never seen that emote before. That's got to be a special one. The appointed hour is nigh. Let's go to the Isle of Beko. I skipped that dialogue, but it was basically nothing. Oh, no. Better off using the teleport from here. Price. Whoop. Oh god. The storm's rolling in. I wonder... Is that tower as tall as it looks and it's just perspective making it look thinner? Or is it actually, like, being thinned as it goes out to the top, I wonder? Ready to find out about those Criterion dungeons? Yeah. I'm keen to find out. I'm interested to see, like... Yeah, like, I'm interested to see what that's gonna be. Because, as I understand it, they're probably gonna try and make it distinct from Deep Dungeons, because they've got a Deep Dungeon coming out after anyway, but... I am genuinely curious as to what that's gonna look like. All wayward members are returned, and all with their resolve restored. Let us go and face Ugetsu. Will this false peace continue, or will the fires of true change sweep across the land? Today we decide Hingashi's history. Today we decide whose path is right. Musosai's or mine. People are speculating it's related to the relic somehow, but no clue on what it will actually be yet. Ooh, that is true. That would probably make sense. There is but one among you worthy of being my opponent. She who trained under my own master. Come, Vevern. Show me the strength of your conviction. Joke's on you, bitch. I'm wearing level 80 gear. Slayer of 1,000 souls. Is that right? Go on. Run away. Fucking cowards. Why do you stay your blade? It is over. The heavens have chosen. Must strike me down. Samurai must be decisive. Finish me, or I shall finish you. Good. You've grown strong, little sister. Makoto, you forgot to wipe the blade. Come, my friends. Let us return to the barracks. Green Lantern's might. Oh, fuck. No joke, I was about to say might what? And then it hit me. Oh, God. You succeeded in quelling a major threat to the nation, and it was in no small part due to you, Vevern. You have my eternal gratitude. While not all insurgents are accounted for, that'll lead it to unite them, they will eventually scatter to the winds. As for me, my appointment as captain of the Sekisegumi has since been made official. 'Tis a heavy burden, but I swear to bear it with honor and live up to Captain Kongo's faith in me. Meanwhile, the revelation of Kogarashi's true identity has been doing its rounds of our order. It would seem that nigh all of our younger members idolized him, and joined out of the desire to make a difference. In embarking upon this quest, I believe that Master Musosai in part wished to sow the seeds of a new generation. Ugetsu sought the quick path to change, and cared not that it was fraught with strife and suffering. He saw Hingashi as a dilapidated house fit only to be torn down. But Master Musosai sought to restore this house, board by board, nail by nail, one injustice at a time, even should it take several lifetimes. To ensure that his legacy lives on, I will embark upon my own quest to change here in Kugane, and I pray that you will do the same no matter where your road takes you. I did it. By facing your brother pupil in combat. This concludes the thing. Yep. Shadowbringers, Courage Born of Fear. So you've done so, yep. Well, guess what? I already did it. Sam I am too. Legend of Musosai. Makoto looks to be preparing for a journey. Vevern, how good of you to pay me a visit. And now of all times. You see, I'm about to depart for Eorzea to visit Master Musosai's grave, to tell him of our victory over Ugetsu. That you should come to me at this juncture is most fortuitous. Would you do me the honor of accompanying me on this journey? Thank you, my friend. Unless you wonder, I've not forgotten about Momozigo. I would call on him as well. Upon arriving, let us first go to the quicksand. God, I haven't heard that tune in a while. Oh, I should probably talk about what I'm going to level next. Because I am going to level something, and I'm probably going to start that on the stream now. Am I nostalgic for the Eternal Expansions quest music? What? Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? It's good. I'm afraid Momozigo isn't here. According to the folk here, he's in the midst of preparing for another spectacle. Though I'm curious as to what he has in store, we shouldn't keep Master Musosai waiting. Let us go to his grave first. The place was the Silver Bazaar, if I recall correctly. Come, let us be on our way. Wait, but Master Musosai is literally not going anywhere. Like, at all. Shadowbringers was such a long expansion. Yeah, fair. Western. Fair and true. I also did a lot of bows here. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Oh, I don't know if you were here for it, newest girl, but I said I managed to clear Castrum, what's-its-name, over the weekend. And, wow, I'm really glad I recorded the cutscene after that, because there's some shit I want to talk about. There's some shit in that. I finished like 6 or 7 relics. Jesus. Lacus Latore, yeah, exactly. The town is much livelier than I recall, and there are folk attired as samurai besides. Curious. But come, Master Musosai waits. There. Yeah, it's a doozy. Yeah, sure fucking is. We did it, Master Musosai. With Vevern standing with us, we defeated Ugetsu and put an end to his madness. And your teachings, your legacy, they live on in the Sekisegumi. So please rest easy. Tis done. Thank you for accompanying me. I won't stand for this mummery. Sounds like trouble. Let us go and see what is afoot. I hope it's not a battle, because I do not have a level 80 weapon. Oh, this Joker! Dressing like a samurai don't make you one. You bastard sully Master Musosai's memory. Oi. Those balls! It's you! Oh! That man knows you and Master Musosai both. I would find out who he is. What the fuck? Did he, like, did he turn over a new leaf or something? He was invoking Musosai's name like he was trying to uphold a memory or something. Aglaya Nam flashbacks. We have him, Vivern. Forgive me. I've learned my lesson. Since you trounced me on the ship, I've mended my ways. Oh, he has. Austere Gren. I'm Austere Gren. The bodyguard to a serial killer who thought he could take you on. But I've stopped selling my sword to crooks. I lead an honest life now, selling toad oil. It seems to me the evil in this man has been excised. You have naught to fear from Vevern. Please be at ease, and tell us the cause of your earlier outburst. Well, you see, after I saw what a samurai could do, I knew I wanted to become one too. So I sought Master Musosai out, hoping he'd take me on as a pupil. Only to learn he'd passed away. Since then, I've been visiting his grave every day in order to get inspiration. Recently, though, someone's been telling the tale of Master Musosai's quest to right wrongs at the quicksand. On account of that, people started dressing up like samurai and flocking to his grave, like it's some goddamn spectacle. But they're false. A lot of them. Falser than I ever was. I had the honor of knowing Master Musosai, and the Master Musosai I knew would be glad if his tale inspired others to follow in his footsteps. And though he was a solitary man, he did not spurn the company of others. I don't believe he would mind the crowds. Really? Well, I suppose you know better than me. But of course. Might be his Master Musosai is gone, but you were his pupil. I beg you, teach me how to be a true samurai like you. I don't have the time. Vevern has much demands on her time and is not in a position to take on pupils. But if you are determined to learn, I invite you to come to Kugane. I can introduce you to the to schools of swordsmanship. You mean I can train in the Far East? Where it all began? Oh, I'd love nothing more. It'd be a dream come true. Very well. A long journey is with better company. Let us return to Kugane together. Though I wonder, this someone who has been telling the tale of Musosai's quest, it seems to me it could only be one person. Nomazodi. It would be a shame to have come all this way and not see our friend. Let us try visiting the quicksand again. That's cute. I guess all of them can't say, hey, also, look what's happening to these important NPCs to the story, like the Summoner one. I feel like I kind of got spoiled with the Summoner quest line, because it just ties into so much more broadly, and, like, the rest of them are all just kind of like, oh yeah, remember this guy? He's better now, or he's not a shithead. Cool. And that's kind of it. Whereas the samurai one's like, the summoner one is like, oh yeah, remember these characters? Yeah, they're all doing good. By the way, Arenvold and Fordola, by the way. Like, as I had suspected, Momozigo is indeed our storyteller. As luck would have it, he's about to begin another session. So that's what he's been busy doing. Wow. He's got the robe and everything. Gather ye round, one and all, and listen to my tale. A tale that began with an unlikely meeting between a young adventurer and an elderly samurai hailing from the Far East. Known as Musosai, the samurai took on challenges upon the Blood Sands, Many answered his call, but none had an answer to his transcendent swordsmanship. For a time, it seemed that he would go undefeated. Momodi. But there came one unassuming adventurer. Wielding the katana, a foreign weapon she had theretofore never held, she fought with heart and skill to claim victory. Yeah, the monk storyline was kind of... It definitely needed polishing. I mean, listen. So far, nothing has been more of a clusterfuck than the Heavensward Paladin questline. That was atrocious. That was so bad. After journeying the realm over, vanquishing evil together, never could the adventurer have imagined that, for her final test, she must vanquish Musosai himself. Absolute gold, it's so bad. Yeah. Left with no recourse, she drew her katana and faced her friend and master. A grueling battle unfolded, with neither side yielding an ilm. The adventurer brought her all to bear, but she was matched at every turn by Musosai, who unleashed technique after deadly technique, betraying no signs of the illness that ravaged his body. But at the end of a contest of equals, it was the younger samurai who dealt the final blow to emerge the victor. Her master had trained her well. As he lay battered and bloodied on the snow, Musosai demanded that his pupil finish it. Shutting her eyes tight, the adventurer raised her katana. Whoosh! The blade traced a vicious arc. And cleaved empty air. The adventurer had excised the evil in Musosai, as Musosai had done for those who could yet be redeemed. So it was that the elderly samurai found peace in his final moment. It is said that his soul now rests atop the cliff of the Silver Bazaar, where he gazes out at the setting sun. And somewhere out there, the young adventurer continues her noble master's legacy, fighting for justice and vanquishing evil wheresoever it should exist. So ends my tale, The Legend of Musosai. Thank you all for your kind attention. Aww. Who, Makoto? Because, yeah. You know, it's harder to do this with you lot in the audience, but it's good to see you all. Even Mr. Fake Samurai. You've doubtless wondering how I fell into my new calling. Well, during my trip to Kugane, I had the chance to hear a storyteller at the Muji Koza. I knew right away that this is what I wanted to do, what my gift to the gap was meant for. That was a masterful and heartfelt retelling. I pray that you will continue to share the tale of Master Musosai with all the world. You can depend on it. Though, of course, if I'm to be a storyteller worth my salt, I'll need some variety in my repertoire. Bevan, you're still out there doing your adventuring, aren't you? Don't you have any new tales to share that could make a good yarn? And for Andrea, why is that not ringing a bell? Am I stupid? Oh, Render Ray, right. The fucking, what do you call it? Words. Not blasphemy. What the fuck is it called? Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck? Cardinal Virtue. That's it. That's like in the same vein as the samurai story. Or as Musosai's story, sorry. By the 12? The quest to right wrongs took you across the rift into another world? Truth really is stranger than fiction. That's got to be one of the most repeated phrases when it comes to talking about this I've seen in the entire game. Why, thanks, Vevern. This will be a splendid addition to my tales. I'm afraid it is time we sort our ship. Brief though it was, I'm glad for our reunion. I'm going to trade hard in Hingashi, and I'm going to come back a real samurai. Just you watch. If your travels should bring you to Kugane again, please come and seek me out at the barracks. Till next time. God, could you imagine if this guy ended up in the fucking, in the, All the Warriors moment in the middle of Endwalker? Before marching on Garlemald? Every NPC says the same thing. No, specifically the phrase, truth is stranger than fiction. I feel like I've heard that in this story more than once, referring to this exact thing. Not just, like, a phrase that's used throughout the game, but just, like, to refer to this specifically. Smash Ultimate, everyone is here moment. Yeah, exactly. To think that Pretender would have a change of heart and try to become a true samurai. The old man would be pleased. Goes to show Musosai's legacy truly lives on in you, Vevern. It takes root even in the hearts of those you've sliced up. So keep fighting the good fight, my friend. And remember to visit me from time to time to share more of your tales. Well, the first one, first one anyway. The second one is heartwarming too. Yeah, fair. Okay. That is the samurai questline. Now, I mean, I don't think there was anything, like, remarkable about it, but it was good. I do think it was a bit... I know... I said at the beginning that I really felt like it was gonna do something about the real, like, rote nature of, like, honor and shit like that when it comes to samurai. Because there's always this, like, big tension, and it comes up in the situation with Hingashi specifically, about how, when you're a samurai and you're so thing on honor, you don't really notice, like, that you're just kind of reinforcing the status quo, whether that's a good thing or not. And whilst I don't think it really dealt with that in a way that's interesting, I don't think it was done, like, I don't think it was done badly either. Like, that kind of story is the kind of thing that would fit more of a, like, an arc in an expansion. Like, you're not going to do that in a job quest, and any implications from that would obviously, like, cascade over into bigger story implications. So they can't really do stuff like that in here. They have to focus on more personal things, which is why I'm kind of surprised they actually went the way they did. Nonetheless, like, it was fine. Wrote, if anything, and didn't really, like, delve on to the really interesting things about that whole conflict, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. And before we head off... There you are. Can you tell I just did the castrum, like, not a while ago? I gotta clean out my fucking inventory again. I just removed so many things from this. How did this fucking... Next job predictions. Gunbreaker, White Mage, or Machinist? Incorrect. I will give you a hint, though. This might be a good opportunity to just, like, talk about my plans, because it's going to be, like, a bit more of a structural thing. So I realized having a job that I could level off-stream and a job that I could level on-stream is actually a good thing. Right? Like, I think those two are actually good. Now, it's pretty obvious which is easier to level on-stream and off-stream. If you are a tank or healer, I can Q instantly. If I'm a DPS, well, I sure hope to God someone's doing Palace of the Dead. So what I'm probably going to do going forward is maintaining that. I'm probably going to have one job that's a tank or healer to level, that I'll level on stream when I feel like... I might even level it a bit off stream, but that's the one I can go to and say, you know what, I feel like just doing a grinding stream. I'll do that. And we'll just grind out some dungeons. For DPS, it's a lot more hit and miss, especially on the server I'm on. Like I said earlier, I managed to somehow miss doing Castrum on a Friday night, but I got it done on a Sunday afternoon. So, like, if you ever open up DC Trade... Well, yeah, I mean, there's obviously that, but, like, for the time being, and when I don't have anyone to really pull on in terms of being able to do stuff like that, I will... Is that Muso size blade? Yeah, it is. Nice. Yeah. So I think for the time being, that's the structure I'm going to make it. I'm going to have a DPS that I can just kind of fuck around with. Maybe do some Palace of the Dead or something when I'm, like, feeling like not streaming or anything like that. And I also have, like, a tank or healer that I can just... You know what? I'm going to spend 2.5 hours, 3 hours on the stream and kind of go between job quests and dungeoning. So, in that, in the spirit of that, I'm gonna go pick up another job.